for Mozaik. I think everybody is equally impressed with this venue, so thank you so much for coming. This venue was a town hall for many years, bringing communities together. Over the years, from artists, suffragettes, and many change makers. So we're very proud to be here tonight with us as the Mozaik team and our lovely guests. So let me first start by introducing our team. May Mozaik team members please stand up so we can see your lovely faces. İpek, Cemil, Oya, Yalın, Ergen, Yörük, Burak. We wanted this evening to be an evening of celebration, not just the work of our team, but our beautiful community that we've all created together. We've shown a unique solidarity all together as a community. As you can see on the slideshows on the screens, what started in 2017 as a group of friends who wanted to come together and give back to their homeland has now become a charity with a significant track record, having raised more than £5 million and supported over 200 projects. Most importantly, Mozaik has become a platform of solidarity that those who wanted to help could show to their own individual networks as a trusted address where people from Turkey donate. We were featured on the BBC and Sky News. An amazing concert was organized at the Royal Albert Hall in support of Turkey Mozaik. We became speakers at panels hosted by prestigious organizations. So tonight, you'll hear from us on our journey, on our grant-giving work through our partner organization, Istanbul-based Support Foundation for Civil Society, and how our community came together, especially after the earthquakes of February 2023. So we've grown from a group of friends to a huge mosaic of individuals, corporations, grant makers to bridge support to disadvantaged groups back in our homeland. Tonight we'll take you through our journey. You'll hear from Yörük on our impact, then Oya on our path to becoming a wider and more powerful Mozaik, Ergem on our special gifts you'll see at your tables. It's a beautiful story of one of our grantees. And following a wonderful recital by Ece Dağıstan and Cemal Aliyev, who will be performing for us this evening, the closing remarks will be by Burak. We truly hope that you will leave tonight having met fellow supporters, inspired and uplifted to see the results of our work, and wanting to do more together. Thank you so much.
This is not the original color, but hopefully it's going to come out. Anyway, okay. Hi, my name is Yörük. I'm one of the trustees of Turkey Mozaik Foundation. And it's a privilege tonight to be talking about our collective impact after what we have achieved with your support since 2018, which is touching the lives of more than 900,000 people. So thank you for that. I would have loved to introduce you every one of our grantees, yet compared to our past gatherings, as some of you may know, we simply are a bigger organization. So instead, I will talk about some of them, and then we will hear them through a video, like a short video also. If I can, yes. So this is, oh. Exactly. Did you know that in Turkey, 1 out of 30 fishermen is a woman? Because of earning less in informal and temporary jobs, they cannot own boats, which is a prerequisite for a fisher to be a member of a fishers cooperative. It's also very hard to sell your products if you are not a member of a cooperative. So supporting women fishers, on the one hand, is about creating employment, yet on the other hand, it's about also empowering women. This is why, with our partner EBRD, we supported Women's Fishers Association so that they have an e-commerce site to sell their products directly to consumers. And this is why intersectionality matters, meaning that problems and identities are overlapping in our work. And the slide is going, yes. This is just an example of our gender equality-related work, as women in Turkey hold less parliamentary seats, and their labor force participation rate is less than men. 30% of employed women are working in unregistered jobs in Turkey, and nearly 10 million people women are outside the workforce due to caregiving responsibilities, a burden not shared by many men. So gender-based violence is a critical issue, with estimates suggesting that 1 in 3 women experience physical or sexual violence in their lifetime in Turkey, and only last year, 333 women were murdered because of gender-based violence. This is why we always support rights-based organizations, that is, charities working with people not because they feel sorry about them, but because living with dignity is a basic human right. We feel the responsibility to support them. I'll give another example. Around 4.9 million people in Turkey are disabled today in Turkey. So how many theaters have accessibility features? Can a visually disabled person buy a ticket from a website? This is why we supported the Theatre Cooperative, so that they produced a guide for theaters to use to ensure the physical accessibility of theater stages, the content accessibility of plays, and the communicative accessibility of theater workers. I'm just trying to check if, yes. And we also focus on grassroots organizations, so that an organization like Rural Schools Transformation Network, that is KODA, Köy Okulları Değişim Ağı, can provide children's workshops and teacher training in rural Bayburt to enhance education quality, yet also tell to a newly appointed teacher to a village that she needs to turn on the water tap all the time in winter at her house so that the water will not freeze in the pipes. We support an organization like Turkish Psychology Association so that they organize hundreds of sessions for 334 beneficiaries in Osmaniye, as 43% of these patients cited anxiety-based complaints, depressive symptoms, and anger-related complaints due to the earthquake. Yes, we support grassroots, but especially in emergency situations, there are exceptions, and Support to Life Association is an organization that we always rely on. After the forest fires in 2021, they provided cash and in-kind assistance to 38 families in Antalya, Mersin, and Adana, families that lost their everything and restart their businesses. In 2023, Kahramanmaraş earthquake, they supplied clean water to survivors by installing water tanks of 5 tons each in 12 neighborhoods of Antakya, and distributed 8,000 reusable water containers. They also provided 151 family-sized winterized tents to families affected by the earthquake and in need of shelter. From my journey with Mozaik, I also learned that there are various forms of poverty. Yes, we hosted Deep Poverty Network 2 years ago in London, maybe some of you may remember, to know more about the situation on the ground in Turkey. But nowadays, they are an active part of the Free School Meals Network and still supporting hundreds of meals for families in Turkey. However, through the work of another organization, We Need to Talk Association, I also learned that women are experiencing period poverty as they cannot access to menstrual products and services. The association opened a liaison office in Adana, distributed more than 10,000 menstrual products, organized women support circles in the earthquake region for women to freely express themselves on this issue, and diversified their funding base so that they are not desperate for our funding anymore. Yes, for all of us, how it impacted us is different. Now I would like to hand the microphone to my colleague Ali Karabey, who was also with us in the launch event of Mozaik back in 2018. He's a trustee of our intermediary partner in Turkey, Support Foundation for Civil Society, Sivil Toplum İçin Destek Vakfı. Ali.
Thank you, first of all, for the kind invitation. We arrived on Saturday with my wife, and we are leaving tomorrow. And I was just thinking about some words to talk about. And it's all about dreams, right? Back in 2014, a couple of friends met together at a beautiful night dinner, and it was a dream to start supporting the grassroots foundations that started in Turkey, to make them sustainable, to give them the mentorship that's also necessary to make them survive. And we were able to launch the foundation in 2015. And then in 2018, we were at the first gathering of Mozaik in London. And looking at the crowd here, I think we were about 1/10 the size back then. And especially in 2023, after the earthquake, I really understood what it meant. Right? We had the dream, we put the team together. It was a well-functioning machine, I thought, until I saw the impact of Mozaik to make the whole dream a reality. So I want to thank each and every one of you, especially the founders of Mozaik, to make our dream come true. And I hope our impact will be even, bigger and grow further with all your support in the next few years. Thank you.
Thank you, Ali. Of course, the list goes on, and it's very hard to choose from the 200 projects that we have supported, but just to give you 3 more concrete examples, the Human Health and Education Foundation reached over 5,000 children and 1,200 parents in Hatay with psychological support, hygiene training and education, and their mobile team provided house visits, screened 1,300 children for lice and scabies, and monitored vaccination schedules in 17 schools. Nesin Foundation held over 200 sessions and mobile workshops for 250 children in Hatay's remote villages and container cities, focusing on culture, arts, music, and nature. With our grant support, Kamer, a feminist organization based in Diyarbakır, established a support center for women and children with disabilities and reached 6,000 women through workshops and provided legal and psychological support through individual and group counseling sessions. Tonight, actually, one of the representatives of the organizations that we supported during the earthquake is also with us. So I would like to give the microphone to Pınar from Empathy Association to tell us shortly about what they did in Gaziantep with our support.
Hello everyone, I'm Pınar Topçuoğlu. I want to start to thank you for everyone in this room. I'm feeling like my soulmates are here, actually. I'm from Gaziantep. I born at Gaziantep and I grew up at Gaziantep, one of the cities affected from the earthquake in a bad way. That was the hard days, actually. When it happens, it was in the darkness, and you watched all the TVs and see everything, but in the place, it was very difficult times. And you need a hand from the outside to help from the outside, because nobody helped each other at that situation, Normally you have your neighbors, your friends, but everybody needs help, so that was very hard days. In these days, this association, the Mozaik Foundation, first started to help us, actually. And they was the first foundation helped Empathy Association, and it opens very big doors for us, actually, because our foundation is very well known in the region place, but not internationally, actually. This is the first time when the Mozaik is helped us. All the people start to know us actually, and after that we have a very good opportunity to make a relationship with the World Central Kitchen, and we start to open. First, we start open our schools. Let me talk about little bit Empathy Association. We have 3 schools in Gaziantep, and 4,000 children are studying at that school. And we are so lucky, nothing happened to our schools after the earthquake. So we opened our doors to everyone, have a shelf, and with their family to live at there. But there is no food, there is no diapers for the babies, nothing, and there is no electricity even. And we try to solve some solutions, and we have not enough money for that. And first of all, we want to open a kitchen, actually, for cooked some food for them. And the Mozaik Foundation was the first come and help us, actually. We opened our kitchen, and the people see that we can do it, and then World Central Kitchen come and help us. Actually, we give 2.4 million meals to the people, actually, 14 different places at that time. It's so important for us. I want to thank you with my whole heart, actually, because they believed us, and first donation come from the Mozaik, and then many others comes after that, actually. Thank you so much for everyone to supporting this foundation. It's really important, actually. It's more than what you think, what you believe, because I live it. Thank you so much.
So of course, without your support, these numbers and stories would not exist. So I would like to hear directly from some grantees about what they have been doing with our support, with your support, in this short collection of videos that they sent us. So maybe you can flip to the video. Yes. It's gonna come, don't worry. In the meantime, we know the video by heart, so maybe we can. Yeah, I mean, of course, this is the moment where we say, aha, that's the technical glitch.
Mozaik Foundation'ın desteğiyle afetten etkilenen 22.614 kişiye hijyen malzemesi desteği sağladık ve Hatay için bir tır içme suyu gönderdik.
Türkiye Mozaik Vakfı'nın geçtiğimiz yıl afet sonrası kırsalda eğitime destek projemize sağladığı hibe sayesinde afet bölgesindeki köylerde görev alan 90 öğretmenle ve 350 ebeveynle yakından çalıştık.
Afet bölgesinde merkezi bir noktada mevsimlik tarım işçiliği, göç hareketliliği ve yoksulluğun olduğu Adana'da temsilcilik ofisimizi açtık.
Türkiye Mozaik Foundation desteğiyle dayanışma merkezimiz aracılığıyla bugüne kadar yaklaşık 800 kadına dayanışma kurduk.
Yıl sonuna kadar devam edeceğimiz bu çalışmalardaki dayanışmaya güç verdiği için Türkiye Mozaik Foundation'a teşekkür ederiz.
Depremde etkilenen tüm illerde sivil toplumun canla başla çalıştığını ve ileriye dönük de dersler çıkardığını biliyoruz.
Arsızlı Kadınlar Mart 2024'ten bu yana devam eden eğitimde Hatay'ın geleneksel dokumalarını, ipekçiliği ve pazar odaklı üretim öğreniyorlar.
Bu projenin amacı bölgedeki müzisyenlerin gelişimine katkı sunmak. Biliyorsunuz ki depremden bu yana burada yaşayan insanların sanata erişimi neredeyse imkansızlaştı. Biz bu projeyle buradaki insanların sanata erişim hakkını da sağlamak istiyoruz.
Türkiye Mozaik Foundation'ın derneğimize sağladığı hibe desteği sayesinde bilişsel beceri projemize başladı. Çünkü koruyucu aile yanındaki çocukların sık karşılaştıkları problemlerden biri de öğrenme güçlüğüydü.
Türkiye Mozaik Foundation'dan aldığımız hibe ile kaynak geliştirme alanında kapasitemizi geliştirdik, finansal sürdürülebilirliğimizi arttırdık ve yeni projeler geliştirerek hedef kitlemizde değişimlerin yolunu açtık.
Kadınların sağlık hizmetlerine erişimini kolaylaştırmak için cinsel sağlık ve üreme sağlığı üzerine farkındalık çalışmalarımızla bir yılda 2188 kadına bilgilendirme yaptık.
6 Şubat afetinden etkilenmiş olan yaklaşık %70'i kadın 200 mühendislik öğrencisine yönelik 4 farklı ücretsiz yazılım akademisi gerçekleştirdik.
Türkiye Mozaik Foundation'dan aldığımız fonla yürüttüğümüz onarıcı tarım çalışmalarıyla aralarında kadın üreticilerin de bulunduğu toplamda 50 üreticiye, çiftçiye toprak sağlığını ve toprağın su tutma kapasitesini iyileştirmeye yönelik eğitimler düzenledik.
6 Şubat depremleri sonrasında oluşturduğumuz destekler sayesinde hızlıca insanların hayatlarını iyileştirme fırsatı yakaladık.
Türkiye Mozaik Foundation desteğiyle depremden etkilenen çoğu lise çağında olan bir genç toplulukla birebir uzun soluklu çalışmalar yürütüyoruz.
Türkiye Mozaik Foundation desteği ve erişilebilir her şey işbirliğinde gerçekleştirdiğimiz projeyle engellenen bireylerin kültür sanat hayatına aktif katılımını hedefledik.
Proje kapsamında Ayvalık Adaları'nda kuş araştırmaları yaptık. 350 kadar öğrenciye kuşlar ve biyoçeşitlik hakkında sunum yaptık.
Deniz ekosistemlerini kullanan tüm kadınları ekonomik, sosyal ve mesleki anlamda güçlendirmek, toplumsal cinsiyet eşitliğine dayalı, sürdürülebilir bir deniz ekonomisi oluşturmak için çalışıyoruz.
Türkiye Mozaik Foundation'ın bu desteğiyle bireyselde 2008 kadına, 8000 çocuğa ulaşılmış, 4452 kadının ihtiyaçlara erişimi sağlanmıştır.
2021 yılında Yüksekoğlu Kadınlar Şiddetle Mücadele Ediyor projesini yürütmüştük. Bu proje kapsamında 63 tane başvurumuz oldu ve acil destek hattını kurduk.
Türkiye Mozaik Foundation tarafından desteklenen Mutfaknar çalışmalarına başlıyor. Suriyeli ve Türkiye'li kadınlarla birlikte çalışan Mutfaknar, bünyesinde bulunan 5 kadına hem istihdam sağlıyor hem de herkes için erişilebilir vegan vejetaryen menüsüyle Antep'te heyecan yaratıyor.
As you have witnessed, they are excited, courageous. They are a direct stakeholder of that specific issue that they work on, and their impact is tangible, yet it's also the stories of these people and organizations that move and motivate us. So thank you for being a part of this journey till now. We're now going to take a small break, and afterwards continue with our presentations. But please enjoy your meal.
The next speaker is going to be my wife. when she says, have a seat for dinner, you better have a seat for dinner properly. I've experienced that for 20 years. So I could ask everyone to take a seat, please. Thank you very much.
This is over the last 7 years. We have been absolutely blessed with support since our launch. So it's a marathon of a list now, I'm warning you. I will have to read this list because it's big. Please bear with me. So starting with Emine here in the audience tonight. She designed our logo and brand identity when Mozaik was just an idea. And Altu here designed our website. And Altan Bey was our accountant even before Mozaik was formed. Burcu Can, who can't be with us tonight, she produced, because she has COVID, but I know Burcu, you're watching the rerun for this, so here's a shout out for you. She produced the first event for us, an Evangel Gündüz concert with 150 people in attendance, and this was 2018. And then she went on to organize many, many other events for us, most recently Dirmit on Theatre. Our wonderful team of supporters, 4 women who call themselves Southwest Mozaik, Başak, Zeynep, Burçak, and Ülkü. They organized a Christmas bazaar and a Christmas piano concert with Yıldız back in 2018. And they're also here tonight, volunteering with logistics and trying to make this a great event. All through the 7 years, countless times, children of all ages launched mini campaigns and activities to donate their birthday presents, organized bake sales at their schools, in their local parks, telling everyone about Mozaik. Alper Döşak and İdil Aküstün and Pınar Üstün have created funds in memory of their loved ones. Many tutors, executive coaches donated their sessions. Photography artists sold their prints in exchange for donations. True Blue, a Cypriot singer from Essex, organized a concert for us. Can Arısoy, who played the organ tonight, also organized a piano recital for us. Give from Heart groups and Sibel Tüzüm organized a night of music in our benefit. Many, many of us here have mobilized their networks to find individual and corporate donations and match funding for our causes. Ayça, Özgür, Alper, Oya, to name a few, and many more who are here tonight with us. More than 250 separate Just Giving campaigns took place last year. Ozan Sarman Tarman has launched the biggest Twitter and Bloomberg campaign for us, with an amazing level of passion. I still run into people who say they've heard us from you or about. Selene has also launched an amazing social media campaign and found not double but triple match funding, which was so impressive. I first heard of that from Selene. A huge team of event producers, Sounds of Solidarity, came together and organized a sensational benefit night at the Royal Albert Hall, where Olivia Colman read a poem by Nazım Hikmet. How surreal is that? Parents from tens of schools, many in London, but also in Bristol, Manchester, even in Scotland, mobilized their school communities for donations, monthly days, bake sales, invited us to talk and tell about our foundation, and many of those parents are here tonight. And Banu and Umut, also part of Stars of Solidarity and the BAC team, helped us to make this night a reality here at the Battersea Arts Centre. The list is a bit longer. Selin, a young electronic music DJ, she organized a daytime rave party in benefit of Mozaik. We would never have thought about that. Nuri, a hairdresser from Sussex, also an amateur boxer, he organized a benefit boxing tournament. Many people take on fundraising sports challenges like running and cycling several times a year. There's the Brighton Cycle and Sedef who rode for 4 consecutive days, raising funds for us. And Surrey, St. Albans, Guildford, Clapham, Richmond community events with street sets, stalls, picnics, festivities, backgammon tournaments. Some of you are here tonight, like Burcu Turkoğlu and Eda. University students at LSE, Imperial, Edinburgh, even in NYU, Berkeley, University of Toronto, they came together and organized fundraising events for us. Kemal Demirasal and Isa Bal organized enormous benefit dinners and wine auctions and ongoing donations. Levent Büyükur, at the back there, he organized a lovely benefit dinner for us at Barbun. Cappadocia restaurant from Kingston donated a full day's revenues twice. More Meclisi called for donations and donated their merchandise proceeds. Cemre Narin and Mehmet Gürüz organized a huge festival of food to celebrate the local cuisine of the earthquake region and raise funds. And the lovely Bridget Osborne, who is here tonight, wrote a story about us in her column in the Chiswick calendar after hearing about us from Rukan, the Turkish owner of Sarlep Country, a coffee shop in Chiswick. This story was picked up by the BBC, and we were featured in national news outlets, which hugely increased our credibility for corporations. And this list goes on and on. I'll stop here. This is just the tip of the iceberg. For us, this is so humbling, so inspiring, and so motivating. But as you see, it's not only us who made this impact that we talked about in the first section. It's all of us, but it's all of you. It's all of us, all these pieces coming together to create this picture. And we very much want to share this journey with you, so thank you. I would like to give 3 main messages in this speech about these pieces coming together. My first message is, every piece in this mosaic is unique and equal, and every piece to us is as important as the next one. Here, I would like to tell the story of a particular donation, which is a magical illustration of what we stand for. But I first have to go back a few years. Back in 2017, when we were newbies, we set up Mozaik. And of course, Mozaik is a fundraising institution, so we cared about numbers. So we were looking right and left to other charities to find inspiration on how to get people motivated to donate and to increase the funding and the impact on the ground. One of the most common used tools for charity fundraising is describing circle of donors. So they have gold circle, or platinum, or diamond. And the way it works is anyone who says, there's an arbitrary number. So anyone who donates, let's say 5K, will be a member of the gold circle. And they will be recognized, and they will be paid special attention to. And we discussed this probably around 3 times. We spent hours discussing What would we do? What would we name it? What would be given in exchange for donations? What kind of recognitions? But always, there was one thing that stopped us from creating a donor circle. Because what we thought was, if we shine a light onto a piece, which gives 5K a year, let's say, what message does that give to someone who donates 4K, or 1K, or 5, or 100K? So what kind of a mosaic would this be? Would we be shining the light on specific pieces? No, but we wanted to shine a light on the whole picture because we believe in the beauty of the pictures. And then something happened. So I'm fast forwarding to the week that the earthquake happened. Esma, one of our supporters, she's a partner at a large investment bank. She decides to send an individual email to 300 C-level executives on her LinkedIn contacts. These emails are one-on-one emails, asking them to consider Mozaik when they were looking for ways to help the earthquake relief efforts. And one of these people happens to be the CEO of a publicly traded private equity company, Simon. Simon's calling Catherine, who was in charge of their philanthropy arm.
Just as she was leaving the house that morning, she asks her nanny, a Turkish university student who's nannying to support herself through school, for advice, and she wanted to know where to donate the money. And Zeynep, the nanny, says, donate to Mozaik and nowhere else, with a finger. So Catherine actually made the point of the finger. So she said, okay, I took orders, and then they met in the office that morning. Simon and Catherine, they both said, well, Esma says Mozaik, and Catherine says, yeah, Zeynep, my nanny, says Mozaik, let's check them out. So this is all happening in the background, and that afternoon, February 13th, exactly 1 week after the earthquake, we were obviously all hard at work for relief efforts. We get an email from Catherine, and the email is like 4 lines, says, we would like to donate 500K. Can you please advise us how to best do that? Of course, my initial response was a scream and a few tears. I don't know which one came first. Everybody was at the verge of tears anyway at that time. And then disbelief. I said, is this a prank? Did she mistype? Did she overtype? Maybe a 0 or 2 zeros even? But it was real. So to us, the magic of this donation is not the number. It's Esma and Zeynep, the nanny, coming together. And in this story, which piece do you think belongs to a gold donor circle? Is it Esma, or is it Zeynep, or Simon, or Catherine? And Bridget, because Bridget's story increased our credibility when Simon and Catherine were researching us. They saw us featured on BBC. So all of these pieces coming together resulted in funding and, obviously, much more impact on the ground. Why do I tell this story? Because this story illustrates so beautifully our approach to the pieces, and it validates our values and our hearts that each piece in this mosaic is as beautiful as the next one. No matter what the age, the job, the financial contribution, and it's just a matter of inspiration, motivation. It's just digging deep and finding our superpowers and joining forces. Mozaik will always shine a light to the whole picture. That was my first message. The second and third are very much shorter. Our second message is about trust. To us, trust is the glue that binds all these pieces together. Here, when I say trust, it's twofold. It's about trust in each other. This is the ground that we stand on. We value the transparency and the accountability to create and preserve that level of trust, and we always want to be super accessible, no matter when, no matter how. We're always there for any kind of discussions. As you see, we love talking about Mozaik. And secondly, trust in the processes, the fundraising, the working together, the donation, grant-making processes, and our know-how. Actively getting in touch with the field through partners, grantees, and our wider network, always.
So just want to take this opportunity, we as a team want to extend our massive thanks to all of you for your trust so far in our processes and in our organization, and this is extremely important to us. And the third and final message from me tonight is that Mozaik is here to stay for the long haul. We now know that. Yes, we did set up this platform, the 8 of us, in 2017 when it was just a baby. But as you see, we are the village that's raising the baby, and it's growing. So Mozaik will keep doing what it does. Its reason for existence is to pay attention what's going on the ground and to find ways to help. In January 2018, in our launch event at the Royal Institute, we said that we choose to focus on what connects us rather than what divides us. This is still very much the case. In today's fragmented world, we are still optimistic that we can stick together and keep this beautiful mosaic and maybe be even stronger and grow together as the big, beautiful picture that we are. Together, we find meaning, we heal, we celebrate, and we find joy. So to recap the 3 messages, every piece, every one of us is as valuable as the next one. Trust is the glue that binds us together, and Mozaik is here to stay, grow even stronger, so please stay with us. With that, I pass the stage to another small video from our supporters. You're going to see some familiar faces there. Thank you.
3 words that come to my mind when someone says mosaic is genuine, rich, and historical. We achieved something thanks to Mozaik, thanks to Mozaik's unique approach, and we will never forget that. Hopefully, those bad days are behind us, and now Mozaik will build for the future of our youth.
The 3 words that come to my mind when I think of Mozaik are giving back to Türkiye. It was the earthquake that inspired me, but of course not just the earthquake as a disaster, but more the accountability that the Mozaik Foundation showed to us as donors. That's really inspired me. And then it made me feel completely empowered to make a difference. I think I really felt the solidarity together with all the other people who contributed to Mozaik.
3 words that come to mind when I think of Mozaik Foundation is trustworthy, support, catalyst. When I support Mozaik, I feel grateful for what I have, and I feel that it's never late to start giving back. Thank you, Mozaik.
3 words that come to mind when I think of Türkiye Mozaik Foundation are home, help, and hope. I'll add a 4th one, happy. And I'm ever so grateful for the amazing work they're doing, and I'm so proud of them, and I am looking forward to be part of their success stories and their journey.
The words that come to my mind when I think of Mozaik are transparency, integrity, and of course compassion. Supporting Mozaik makes me feel in touch with the good things happening in Turkey, and it gives me hope, and it makes me want to do more and give more. Thank you.
Mozaik immediately brings me the feeling of warmth, the feeling of home away from home, and the importance of commitment, camaraderie, kindness, and at the same time, actually, it reminds me of some of the things that I had after my half marathon. So thank you, Mozaik.
3 words that come to mind when I think of Türkiye Mozaik Foundation are smart, passionate, and people. God inspired us to support them. We were inspired to support Türkiye Mozaik Foundation through a shared desire and mission to protect and restore nature in Turkey. And I feel confident excited and motivated working together.
What three words come to mind when I think about the Turkey Mozaik? Helpful, transparent and amazing. I hope you have a great night, and I'm sorry I can't be there with you this evening, but have a great time and keep up the excellent work of the Turkey Mozaik.
Three words that come to mind when we think of Mozaik are compassion, commitment and connection. And despite the gap and survey Turkish community, when we saw the impact Mozaik has been doing, especially after the earthquake, accessing people, being able to connect people with the right resources, it really inspired us to help and donate and be a support to Mozaik Foundation.
Türkiye Mozaik Foundation'la beraber elimizden gelen büyük bağış toplamaya çalışıyoruz. Bunun için hem zaten buradaki gelirimiz oraya gidecek ama bizim bu lisanslı ürünlerimizin bütün geliri oraya gidecek. Ayrıca barlarda, her yerde QR kodla bu kampanya pazartesiye kadar sürecek. Eşinize, dostunuza söyleyin. Çok güzel bir şey yapmayı hayal ediyoruz ama ne kadar böyle toplarsak ona göre yapabileceğiz. O yüzden son defa söylemiş olayım. Bu Türkiye Mozaik Foundation'da öyle güzel arkadaşlar var ki, çok eskiden tanıdığımız arkadaşlarımız, yeni dostlarımız, bir sürü insan çok güzel şeyler yapmak için uğraşıyor. Bizi bu tür çabalar çok heyecanlandırıyor. Onlar için çok önemli alkışlar alıyorum. Yeniden inşa edecek o kadar çok şey var.
Mozaik's journey started in 2017 in London, with the initial 8 pieces coming together. Since day one, friends of Mozaik, who are passionate about making a difference, joined us on this journey. Looking back, we realised that the last 6 years have been a challenging but exciting adventure and an incredible learning experience. Despite all the difficulties, we remain stubbornly optimistic. As our 7th year comes to an end, we know that together we will continue to make an even greater difference in our homeland.
Good evening. My name is Ergem Şenyivatomcu. I'm also one of the co-founders and trustees of Türkiye Mozaik Foundation. Once again, welcome to this special night. At your tables, you will all find a white pouch. And inside the pouch, there is a soap. That's a gift for you, an appreciation, a token of appreciation for us, for your presence, for being here tonight. Those soaps are made by Defne Women's Corporation from Hatay, especially for you. Hatay is a centuries, in Hatay, soap making is a centuries-old tradition, passed down through generations. It reflects the city's very rich cultural heritage, diverse communities, and its deep connection to the natural resources. These soaps are made by artisanal techniques. Established in 2010, Defne Women's Cooperative was born from the dream of empowering women and supporting female producers in Hatay. The cooperative was founded in Defne ilçesi, the district, which was one of the worst hit after the earthquake, but also one of the most neglected ones. Basic essentials like water and electricity are still somewhat scarce. The cooperative had to shut its doors down right after the earthquake. Their building was severely damaged. All the equipment were destroyed. They applied to our earthquake relief fund. With our £97,000 of grant, they have rebuilt the building purchased new equipment, and hope was reignited. But recently I had a call with Nesrin Deli, the president of the Daphne Women's Cooperative. She's told me something that touched me personally on behalf of Mozaik and of all of us. She said, "You didn't give us funds, you gave us hope." Like Pınar Hanım, who said earlier, they all felt very neglected. Yes, they may have been in the news, but the feeling was very lonely. She said every day we would look at our phones or get a phone call about a deceased relative, a friend, a neighbor, a loved one. And she said we regretted looking at our phones with the fear of what are we going to hear? And then she said one day she heard that they have been approved for the grant. And she said, we cannot even tell you how much happy we were, but it wasn't happening, it was full hope. So with that, I'd like to say that with that grant, she said, you are actually in the cooperative, we are only 33 women, but you're not touching the lives of 33 people. We are touching the lives of 1,500 people and their families are beyond. Nesrin also shared that because women are becoming part of the workforce and they have continued working right after the earthquake in those very, very green days, they were able to escape from the gender-based violence that took place in most of the tent areas. And I'd like to close this with a little anecdote she told me, and it completely hit the spot. She said, I recently asked a young apprentice who joined us right after the earthquake. And she said, so what have you learned over these 2 years from your work with us? And the young woman said, leave no one behind. And Nesrin told me, you didn't leave us behind, and we are always going to make sure not to leave anyone behind. So with that, I'd like us to all watch a short video from Daphne Women's Cooperative with Nesrin Deli. Thank you.
Deprem sadece evlerimizi değil, içimizi de değiştirdi. Kadınlar buna rağmen ayakta, kadınlar buna rağmen üretmeye devam ediyor ve gerçekten çok üzüldüm, çok dirençli bir şekilde devam ediyorlar. Biz eğer bu inançla devam edersek belki şehrimizi bir nebze de olsa ileriye taşıyabiliriz. Ayakta kalacaksak da kadınlarla kalacağız. Cidden Kadın Korkusu aslında hem sosyal hem ekonomik anlamda kadınlara katkıda bulunuyor. Üretimlerimiz var, tıbbi bitkilerimiz var, meyve kurutmalarımız var, yöresel ürünlerimiz var, hediyelik eşyalar var. Kooperatif çatısında işleyebileceğimiz gıdaları işliyoruz. İşte kırsaldan bitkiler toplanıyor, doğadan toplamalar var. Böylece aslında ortağız ama biz bu şekilde çok sayısızca kadına ulaşabiliyoruz. 6 Şubat sabahında maalesef bir anda çok korkunç bir güne uyandık. Aklım buradaydı ve ben buraya gelip görmek istediğimde, kadınları burada gördüm 3. günde. O telaşla, o korkuyla ve o heyecanla ortalığı toplamaya çalışıyorlar, bir yandan portakalları kurtarmaya çalışıyorlar. Kadınlar burada üretime devam ettiler. Gıdım gıdım olsa da kendilerine bir alan açtılar. Türkiye Mozaik Foundation ve Sivil Toplum İçin Destek Vakfı'nda biz aldığımız projemizde ham madde satın alımı yaptık. Kendi ürünlerimizin pazarlamasını sağladık. Kendi elektriğimizi yaptık, çatımızı yaptık, yerleri yaptık. Aslında almış olduğumuz bu fon, bu destek sadece buradaki 30 tane kadına destek olmadı. Çünkü tarladan aldığımız biber, aldığımız o domates, oradaki çiftçiye ve ailesine destek oldu. O domatesi oradan buraya getiren nakliyeci ona destek oldu. Aslında biz aldığımız fonla 1500 aileye dokunmuş olduk. Birinin gelip elini omuzumuza atıp hadi kalkın biz de varız diyen bir vedasında Defne yeniden isme bize daha da güç verdi ve Defne gerçekten yeniden hayat buldu. Depremden sonra bu dayanışmanın ne kadar önemli olduğunu, bir arada iş yapmanın, yan yana olmanın, dayanışmanın bize verdiği gücün farkına vardık ve biz o dayanışmayla ayakta kalabildik. Bu kadınların bu azmi, bu çalışması, bu şekildeki inançlarıyla hani umudumuz yükseliyor. Ama biz ne kadar üretim yaparsak, ne kadar üretime katkıda bulunursak, ne kadar destek alırsak biz o kadar hızlı iyileşir ve bu şehri bu kadar hızlı iyileştiririz. Bize en güzel üretimi iyileştirir.
Defne Reborn, what an impactful project that was. What an extraordinary, powerful video that was. I was in the earthquake zone 2 months after the earthquake in April last year with Oya. And I'll never forget some of the scenes I saw there. And it gives me great pleasure to watch videos like that, of case studies that have been successful in terms of the impact they've generated and the lives they've changed. Big events in our planet, in our world, happen like the earthquake all the time. It's a complicated world these days, very fast-paced, constantly changing. It's actually really difficult to keep up with everything and make sense of everything. So if you feel overwhelmed, it's okay. If you feel tiny, it's okay. If you feel like you cannot change the world on your own, it's okay, because you can't. Our country is one of the most complicated countries in the world. It's okay to know that you're not going to be able to change our country on your own. But let me give you another perspective that I found very helpful myself, which you might also find helpful. I'm going to use the same analogy of the mosaic. Imagine the world as a massive picture, a mosaic, with millions of little pieces, constantly changing color, shade, moving around, things happening. You look at it at a given point in time, you see a picture. You take a step back, give it some time, you look at it again. So many pieces have changed that it's a slightly different picture. You do the same thing, again it's a slightly different picture. And eventually, it's a completely different picture. Think about the Turkey we grew up in the 1980s. At least some of us grew up in the 1980s. 70s, 90s. Think about that picture, that mosaic. Now think about the Turkey in the 2020s. It's a completely different picture. And this hasn't happened with one event. It's happened with millions of little things that have happened over time that has changed the picture completely. Now hopefully, tonight, everything you've heard so far, everything you've seen, has made you realize that over the last 7 years, we've been changing lots and lots of mosaic pieces with your donations. We have supported more than 260 projects. We've reached almost 1 million people. That's 1 million pieces we turned. We changed the color or the shade of. Maybe it was your donation that helped the woman in the video 3 days after the earthquake. House destroyed, maybe family lost. Your donation may have made her get back on her feet. Be productive, do something, make money, make that soap that's sitting on your tables, and be part of a community and completely change her attitude. She could have turned this color, but your donation made her turn that color. And she's now making money and taking care of her child as well. Or maybe your donation may have helped a young girl in Turkey, in Anatolia, whose town we brought, thanks to your donation, a coding workshop. She checked it out on a Saturday, and her mind was blown. She loved it. She couldn't believe what she can do on the computers. The first time she's experienced this. She wants to study, she wants to learn, she wants to finish high school, she actually wants to go to university. She'll be the first one in her family to do so. And she's talking to her dad tonight. Imagine this, a color that could have turned this way is turning that way. Or imagine a boy living in a coastal city. He loves nature, he loves outdoors, he loves the sea. He's seeing all these buildings being built, trees being cut, rubbish being dropped into the ocean, into the sea. He doesn't know what to do, he feels really bad about it. Your donations help us make a workshop, brings all the villagers together. We teach what the local community can do for the environment, and actually what it would mean for their local economy. They get it, and they're all part of it, and this boy is truly inspired. He's found a mission. Again, a color that could have turned that way, a piece turns a different color, thanks to you. You change one boy, you change one girl, you change a school. You change a school, you change the next school. You change 2 schools, you change a village. You change a village, you change a town. You change a town, you change a city. You change a city, you change a country. And yes, you change a country like Turkey, and you change the world. Turkey's in the middle of an incredibly complex geopolitical area, and it's tremendously important that we get Turkey right. And I'm really hoping, with everything you heard tonight, that you will want to keep turning a lot of these mosaic pieces, so that in the next couple of years, when we look at Turkey in the 2030s, we're seeing a completely different picture than today. It's possible, you've already started to do it, and I very much hope you'll continue to do it with us in the next couple of years. So here's my ask. Let's not wait for another earthquake or major disaster to raise the kind of money that we were able to raise last year. I would argue today, children's rights in Turkey is as important, as topical, as momentous, and as critical as any disaster relief effort we've done so far. And it needs a similar amount of funding. Likewise, gender equality, culture and the arts, environment and sustainability, or generally supporting civil society. It's in your hands to continue to change these pieces and make a huge difference. And we are grateful for your support. Now, here's how I'm going to ask you to do it. There are QR codes that you can see on the screens around you and on the pieces of paper that it's on your chair in the back. I'd like you to pull out your mobile phones. I know you have a few around the room. I saw a few of you looking at them. That's absolutely fine. Point your camera to the QR code and then follow your heart's desire. If anything you heard tonight has moved you, if anything has inspired you, or made you feel like you want to turn a few more pieces with us so that we build the Turkey of tomorrow faster, then I hope you'll find it in your heart to support our causes. And I'm going to say one last thing. Oya said something about small donations versus large donations being all very important. I'd like to say something that's going to be a risky move for my marriage. But I'd like to say, please ignore Oya for the next 2 minutes as you're donating. Larger numbers mean we can turn more pieces, we can make a bigger impact. Feel free to add that extra 0 if you feel like it. We want to really thank you for being here, for your partnership, for your friendship, and for your support. We're now going to let you get on with that while we serve desserts. And then, of course, the big musical treat of the evening is coming shortly thereafter. Thank you so much, everybody.
Ladies and gentlemen, now the best part of the evening is about to start. So if we can take you to your seats, please. Ümit. I'm going to name and shame.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, now it's time for the best part of the evening. As you know, Ece Dağıstan and Cemal Aliyev are here with us to take us to another beautiful world with their music. I'm lucky enough to call Ece one of my childhood friends. It was amazing to grow up watching her extraordinary talent and her dedication to her craft. And Cemal is hailed as one of the young superstars of classical music. We are so lucky to have them here with us tonight. They're another two pieces of this beautiful mosaic. So now, maybe with the trees around the room, the flowers on the tables, and the lights reflecting like the stars above, maybe we will feel like as if we're in a night garden, dare I say, the Mediterranean. And we're going to listen to Ece and Cemal's magical take on some world tunes. So without further talk, I invite them to stage. Please sit back and relax. Maybe close your eyes and let yourselves get lost in the magic of their tunes. Please put your hands together for Ece and Cemal. Ece and Cemal, thank you so much for this beauty for tonight. And now, Burak Atalay for the closing remarks.
Hello. Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us on this lovely, pleasant Monday evening in a London afternoon. We've kept you so long this evening. We're sorry about that, but I'm sure and I hope you've been inspired by the stories you heard tonight and all the videos you watched. The last time I was on stage for Mozaik was I did a stand-up show for 20 minutes to raise funds. Today you're lucky I'm not doing this to raise funds, so I'm sure you're gonna appreciate this, I want to say. Three words that comes to my mind when I think of Mozaik is the first one, I must say, learning. It's been a long journey, 7 years for us, as we are all volunteers and all of our busy lives, we are trying to make a change in Turkey and to give back to our country. That has been my first learning for myself individually, where I thought before going to Turkey matches or Trabzonspor matches were sort of giving back to Turkey. Now I know it's not the real deal. Second word for me, I want to say is inspiration. All these stories you heard tonight, all these 10-second videos, faces you've seen and heard, are all different stories, different lives, which are all around in our country. But one of the voices you heard from the grantees was a Scottish guy, which he couldn't join us tonight. And that has been one of my biggest inspirations in all this Mozaik journey. These guys have set up a charity, which is called the Tartans. And with this charity, they donate funds to every country the Scotland football team goes to play against, and they donate funds to a children's charity in that country. In 2022, Scotland played a friendly game in Turkey, in Diyarbakır, and Turkey won 2-1 the match. But I want to say the real winner was Rengarenk Umutlar Derneği, thanks to the donations of the Tartans through our Mozaik Foundation, which I find truly inspiring. And my last word, which comes to my mind when I think of Mozaik, is gratitude to be able to set up this platform and to win all your trust and confidence, which you can donate freely. And one of my biggest inspirations in this was one of our donors who is with us tonight. She donated her birthday gift to herself as a donation to the Mozaik Foundation, which I will never forget, and I think that really summarizes our journey, I want to say. So I'm going to conclude my words, and thank you so much for joining us. You can take the pots on your tables, everyone can take that home. It's a small gift from us, and we look forward to seeing you again, and we're looking forward to your donations. You've donated your time tonight on a Monday evening, but you can donate more. I'm really looking forward to see more results, and thank you so much.